Part 2 of my cheesy Shield VHS collection opens with a Carl Reiner film, Oh God. And this was produced by Jerry Weintraub, the film debut of John Denver. And and of course as George Burns as God. This is a great film. I believe 1977 Warner Brothers film. This is a 1990 tape of it. This has a boring Shield label on there. And a most ironic print date. October 31st, 1997. This also has the boring Shield at the beginning. Now we have a movie from Laura Marr Film Distributors. Film Entertainment, rather. It's Cookie, with Peter Falk, Diane Wiest, and Emily Lloyd. Delicious new comedy. (1989) Laura Marr film. It was released around 1990. Laura Marr Film Entertainment Company still uses the 3-digit numbering sequence that Laura Marr's sheets were known for having. Print date is December 11th, 1991. This is from Hollywood Video. I looked up the address. It's from a Hollywood Video in Cincinnati, Ohio. I normally look up the addresses when I see a Hollywood Video sticker. As a side note, the moving tape is from a Hollywood Video in Houston, Texas. Now here's a Richard Simmons tape. Swag into the oldies. From the special interest category. Filed under special interest. 1990 release. Reprogram that was originally made in 1988. You can barely read that on the camera though, because of the way the text is printed, the way the background is printed. The print date is August 24th, 1995. Next we have Try Me Miss Stacy. This is the 1991 printing. Of course, it was the 1989 Academy Award winner for Best Picture. And Jessica Tandy who was in this movie was the oldest woman to win the Academy Award for Best Actress. She was 80 years old when she won the award at the 1990 ceremony. And the printing is December 18th, 1996. Next we have a less than celebrated film adaptation of Camelot, which has Richard Harris and Vanessa Redgrave in the Richard Byrne and Julie Andrews roles. I have the original Broadway cast album of this musical, which I will show when I get to my Sony Music record and CD collections videos. I put this 87 stamp with the Warner Communications byline on the back because it had the Warner Communications byline on the cheesy Shield. As it turned out, that was not a wise move. Now the printing on this tape. Part 1 was manufactured on this November 21st, 1991 and printed December 12th of 1991, while Tape 2 was manufactured on November 19th, 1991 and printed on December 13th, 1991. Anyway, here's Tape 1 and Tape 2. Next we have the release of Quick Change, 1990 comedy vehicle for Bill Murray, who plays a bank robber dressed as a clown who wants to escape the cops of New York as fast as he can. And this also has Dina Davis, Randy Quaid, and Jason Robards in it. This was released February 20th, 1991, and this was purchased from Blockbuster on June 9th, 1993. The printing on this tape is February 1st, 1991, which is 19 days before this tape came out. Another cheesy shield reprint of a Big W title, the tape originally released for the Big W, is Auntie Mame. Everyone's favorite relationship invites you to life's banquet. This is a 1958 marvelous film, of course. It was a Christmas release in '58, theatrically. Now, this is the actual quote. The actual quote reads, "Walloping with one hit." And again, I want you to make a note. The Warner Brothers story is a book that was written by Clive Hirschhorn. Clive Hirschhorn is a very notable movie historian. And the print date is November 20th, 1995. In 1974, Warner did a musical adaptation of Mame, which was based on Auntie Mame. I heard that production was less than stellar. Was far from stellar, actually. Next, we have the return of Caddyshack in the form of the 1991 cheesy shell tape of it. Of course, with Chevy Chase, Rodney Dangerfield, Ted Knight, Michael O'Keefe, and Bill Murray in the cast. This is a 1991 release, as I said. Boring shield reprint thereof. From October 28, 1996. Here's the European version, the 114-minute version of the pilot for one of the most popular ABC TV series of the early 90s, David Lynch's Twin Peaks. Yeah, this is the special home video edition of the series premiere. Contains footage not broadcast. And this was released in 1991, but the pilot was made in 1989. Here's the tape. And the print date is November 21st, 1991. Twin Peaks ran on ABC from April 8, 1990 to June 10, 1991. It was briefly revived in 2017. It was briefly revived last year. Hello there. We have the cheesy shell print of House of Wax, another tape I made myself. This is from 1991 this time. There's the tape. The print date I put down here is February 27th, 1993. And that's my own handwriting. We have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, released originally May 10th, 1990. May 9th, 1990. This is the more common printing of the cheesy shell tape, with tales from 1991. The original, we'd like to get the original print sometime. This is the 1991 printing of it, which is much more common tape to find if you're going to look for a cheesy shell tape with this one. And the print date on here is 1994. Next we have Tim Burton's Batman Returns, the follow-up to his 1989 version of Batman. This sequel was released on VHS October 21st, 1992. And this is one of the first full artwork Warner Home Video releases, as well as one of the first without genre filing. I would have filed this under Action if I were you, because, well, look at that, for example. Doesn't that look like a scene out of an action film? This is actually a later printing from April 18th, 2001, but it still has the Elder opening. This has the goof in which the FBI warning cuts to a slide with a cheesy shield, which is quite interesting. Next we have The Bodyguard, which was released November 23rd, 1993. It stars Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston, and features #1 hit single I Will Always Love You, her rendition of the old Dolly Parton song. And most common way to hear that song nowadays. This is a 1992 movie, which despite receiving mixed to negative reviews, wound up turning very much a profit for Warner Brothers. Wound up turning a profit for them. This has a preview at the end for the soundtrack. At the end, which correctly touts that it was the best-selling soundtrack of all time at the time. It still is now. And the print date on here is September 2nd, 1993. Next we have Dennis the Menace. This VHS was released October 26, 1993. It is the first time we've seen a Warner clamshell since the Big W days. It could be argued that Free Willy also has this fate, distinction, but it was released later than this on VHS. It's like putting the old VHS goes here, Beta goes here case, which, when you want big box, which is in the 80s, rental stores used this. This was the case in my 1983 VHS of In the Hands of Night originally, and then I swapped it for other pieces, and then ended up getting into this tape. And the print date is September 21st, 1993, and notice it has an MJMUA style print date, which is surprising, but it shouldn't be too surprising, because at the time, Warner was the distributor of MJMUA tapes. This has a preview for, this has an ad, actually, for Crush Orange Soda, before the movie starts. Alright, now we have a case in which Harrison Ford is the Fugitive. This VHS was released on March 22nd, 1994. By that point, it had gotten 7 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, as touted on the shrink wrap, which was worn, so I put these stickers on the actual case. And it has a $5 rebate by mail. Not really, but it says $5 rebate by mail when you purchase The Fugitive and one of these Warner Home Video movies, none of which this tape has previews for. But the listed ones are The Bodyguard, Dennis the Menace, Free Willy, Lethal Weapon 2, blah 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 blah. This is supposed to be a very good film. I've not seen it. It says rated PG-13 for murder and other action sequences in an adventure setting. How's this for funny MPA content recently? Printing is February 20th, 1994.